All right, and so onward into the Smokies we go, just past Newfound Gap. Very touristy little spot, but spent a day in Gatlinburg, did a 0 there, and it was a fun little town. It's almost like a carnival. It's really interesting. Gonna hike a few more days, and we'll be getting into Hot Springs, and I'll probably do another 0 there. It's a nice little town from what I hear, and be able to do my resupply. And I also have a package from REI with new shoes and a new sleep pad that I'll be able to pick up on Wednesday. So a few more days until we get to be able to sleep on air and not on the ground anymore. All right, so now I understand why people say that the Smokies are so gorgeous. First half, before we got to Newfound Gap, wasn't that nice. It was all right. There's a couple decent little lookouts, but this today, it's been amazing. It's absolutely incredible views. It's pretty cool how the roots on these two trees came together. It's like they're holding each other. All right, so getting started again for today. I'm going to be going about 13 miles to Cosby Knob Shelter. Yesterday was a difficult day. I was trying to push probably some high mileage into a short amount of time. Only had about 5 hours to go, a little over 10 miles, I believe it was. And so I was running up against the clock of the sun setting, and so I was really having to push hard. My ankle was giving me a very, very hard time, unfortunately. And so today the plan is to actually just take my time, going a little bit longer miles, but I'm going to be taking lots of breaks and not pushing myself. So I've got all the time in the world. I am hoping though that we get some more amazing views. It looks like on the Gut Hook app that there will be some little viewpoints. So excited for today. So the shelter I stayed at last night was really not that nice. It was a half-mile off trail. The water source was very, very weak. There's almost no tent space, and the entire thing filled up. So that's my only negative review of the second half of the Smokies right now, is that the water sources are not as abundant, and the tent spacing in the shelters are not as abundant. Yeah, this has been another awesome day of views. This is insane. Check that out. Quick injury and gear update. So my sleeping pad just doesn't work anymore. So I did go ahead and order another one, and it's being shipped to Hot Springs. I'm gonna pick it up at the hostel there when I get there on Wednesday. And it's about 3 or 4 more days. I guess today is Saturday. So it's one thing about being on the trail. You definitely forget about what day it is, what day of the week, and actually even sometimes the date. The other update would be injury report. So my ankle has been killing me the past 2 days. Not sure what's going on with that. It's just extremely stiff. I don't think it's plantar fasciitis or anything like that, but I did go ahead and also ordered some new shoes. I think it's probably about time. These shoes I have here are probably now a mile 300 or 400. I'd used them quite a bit before hopping on the trail. So picked up some Altas, the Lone Peak 6s, I believe it is now. And so I will also be able to pick those up once I arrive in Hot Springs in the next few days. All right, so getting started again here today. It's been a nice morning so far. My legs are feeling great too, and only going to be going about 10 miles. Going to get to Standing Bear Farm. Apparently there's a little side route we can take to get to a fire tower that's supposed to have an amazing view. So hopefully the weather stays nice and sunny and clear so we can get a nice view once we get there. But yeah, the day will end at Standing Bear Farm. It's only about 10 miles and there is food, which will be nice. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up a bunk there, and so I won't have to tent camp, because I have been sleeping very, very poorly with my sleep pad falling or deflating the entire time throughout the night. So I think this is kind of the hardest part right now. Almost everybody that I've been coming across is having some sort of ailment, some sort of difficulty or pain in their legs and their ankles, their knees, feet, just everything hurts for just about everyone. So I'm thinking we get just another week or two, a lot of us will get over this, our bodies will heal, and we'll be doing a lot better. But I'm just glad I'm not the only one that is absolutely miserable when it comes to the pain in your legs. Mentally, I'm all there though. You know, I'm still got a lot of excitement for the trail, a lot of enjoyment being out here. I think that's most important. I think when people lose that, that is when they get off trail. It's physical pain you can get through as long as you're mentally there. But once you're mentally gone, you'll find a reason, which is typically physical pain, as to why you should get off. Well, of course, as soon as I say that, it's going to be a nice sunny day today. The weather starts to turn and I check the radar, and it looks like in about 2 hours I'm going to be soaking wet. So thankfully it is a short day. We're going to be ending at a hostel or Standing Bear Farm. Hopefully we'll be able to actually get a bunk. Otherwise I'll be tent camping, but it should be fine. I should be able to hang out in the main area of the hostel. So whew, gonna be having to make up some speed here, but check out the views. Awesome, huh? And right on cue, here's the rain. So luckily I'm only about a half mile from a shelter. Gonna go and have some lunch there and wait this little storm out. All right, so this is Davenport Gap Shelter, and apparently this is the last shelter in all the Smokies where they put a chain link fence in front of it in order to keep the bears out. Apparently people stopped liking that, plus the shelters ended up filling up too much anyway. People were having to camp outside, and so a lot of the shelters, they've actually removed the fence, and instead you just use the rules of hanging your food bags appropriately. You keep food out of the shelter, that sort of thing. But very interesting to see. It's almost like a little jail cell, which I think is very interesting. Said that it kind of creates a reverse zoo. So, you know, if a bear were to come up here, you'd be looking in at the people that are entrapped while the bears are off free. So it's kind of interesting to think about what it would have been like to have a bear come right up to this fence here. And just like that, the Smokies are done. That's it. About to put my permit back. Done. So at this point, the AT actually crosses under Interstate 40, which you can kind of see above there. There is a little section that they allow the through hikers to actually hike underneath the freeway. Obviously, going across would be very dangerous, but we do get these awesome views of the river here, which you can see to my left here. It is quite a bit strange that the ATA is actually on the road here. As you can see, I'll show you a blaze here. We cross underneath the bridge, and it gets us to a place called this Tall Staircase, which I'm not looking forward to based on the name. As you can see, the white blazes lead us under here. All right, and from the road, the AT continues on. And as you can see, this is the tall staircase, which actually doesn't look that bad. All right, so about to hit the gap where I will then hike, I believe it's either 0.2 or 0.5 miles over to Standing Bear Farm. So don't need a shuttle or anything, you can just hike right over to it. So looking forward to hopefully getting a bunk and a warm shower and some food. All right, coming up with a Standing Bear here.
Like pull it out, stick it in, do my next 2 steps. Like, yes. So
You guys staying here?
yeah. We'll see you guys back.